Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Before we starting this seminar, let me introduce myself first. My name is Ridha Sakinah, and today's topic we're going to talk about students' perspective on blended learning in Indonesia. First of all, who knows that blended learning could be so popular in these days? We even never thought that we're going to using it, but now here we are. We're using it right now. Okay, we come to the background. Blended learning has been widely accepted as a new normal instructional practice, but the attempts to look for the right blend formula are still ongoing through continuous quality evaluation. As a part of the continuous quality assessment of blended learning, students' perspective have to be put into the consideration. And then for the study, attempts to look further into two types of online mode, the synchronous and the asynchronous modes that provides a more detail of students' perspective within various the context of blended learning. And the study is a quantitative research, and for the purpose of the study, it is to enrich the discussion on students' perspective on the implementation of blended learning in the context of higher education. Okay, now the methodology. For the sample, there are 150 students from three higher education institutions in Indonesia. It is from Polytechnic, a state university, and a state Islamic university located in Central Java, Jakarta, and Lampung. And then for how we pick them, we use the random sampling to pick them as our sample. And then for the instrument, the main instrument that used in this study was a questionnaire, and this questionnaire mainly divided into three sections. The first one is inquires the hindering factor, and then the second section aims identifying the facilitating factor, and then the third one is aim at wrapping up the student's perspective as well as eliciting students. And then for the data analysis, the data analysis was carried out by three stages. The first stage is data organization, and then the second stage is data immersion, and then the third stage is the occurrence, and then the occurrence was recorded and rechecked by the researcher. So we come to the result part. So for the first part, it is about the hindering and facilitating factors into modes of teaching and learning. They are face-to-face and online teaching. And the students respond to the open-ended questionnaire on the hindering and facilitating factors reflect the classic issue of a big class and a small class size. So for the face-to-face mode, as you can see in the table 1, for the hindering, the students found that noise was the main problem or the main issue in the big class. Meanwhile, for the small class, the issue that they are their face was the anxiety. It is with 32%, and for the noise, it's 57%. And then why the main issue for the small sized class is anxiety. They said that it is because they're afraid of being asked from the teacher, because they have a small amount of students, so they're like afraid to be asked. And then for the facilitating, the small class, they can increase their focus while on the face-to-face mode. And in the bigger class size, the number of students was viewed as a resource for guiding multiple perspectives. So for this perspective, they have 55%, and then for the focus, they are 53%. Okay, now for the hindering factors in online mode. For both online synchronous, the main issue was the technical problem. The main it is the main problem is for the internet connection, and then for the asynchronous mode, it is also the delayed response that caused by the internet connection too. So we can say that the hindering factor in online mode is the internet connection. And then for these hindering factors in online mode, the the issue of the anxiety is dismissing. And for the facilitating factors in online mode, the facilitating that mentioned by the respondents are the flexibility of access, and then reduce anxiety and efficiency in terms of cost and time. And for the third result, the degree of comfort varied depending on the student's familiarity with the mode of instruction. So when the students that have a comfort in face-to-face learning, they are prefer the face-to-face learning rather than the online learning. But in the same time, when the students are comfortable with the online learning, they prefer the online learning rather than the face-to-face learning. So it is depends the students. Overall, prefer the face-to-face mode because this kind of mode is more familiar to them. And then the students find the classic mode or the face-to-face mode of direct class interaction with peers and teachers facilitate their learning. And then they feel more relaxed in participating in the computer mediated class. Okay, I think that's all for this matter today. Thank you for listening, and if you have a question, let me know. So, wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you.